Boom, boom. Nope. Okay, well, I fucked up already. I don't know if you see my screen, but it didn't save any of the changes.
Nope, it didn't save, and it's still Lemon's name.
Yeah.
And it's also my PNG.
Yeah. And you're apparently the DM. Cool. Naughty. This hurts my soul. Like, I was so in the zone. I was ready. I hate OBS. I hate being a streamer. Okay, there we go. I think I do.
Hi everyone.
I'm gonna drag.
I didn't know my name. My last name is Raiju.
Oh my gosh! Should I?
R-E-I-J-U.
Oh wait, was it Rage? This entire time I've been calling you Naughty.
It's
I've been calling you Raiju. I've been saying Raiju.
It's Raiju.
Raiju
sounds like a Pokemon.
It does. It does.
It's Raiju.
I was like, oh, like I don't see like the dragon.
Handsome hates me.
Hey, look, in my defense, like sometimes I forget my own name. I still call myself like Tyr or something, like whoever the fuck that is.
Oh damn, who's that? Who's that? Who the fuck is that? Damn.
All right, let me figure out where do I put you there? Okay. We're gonna do this.
Hi.
Hi. All right. See, everything was so fine. Like everything was set up. I had it set up so well, and then I think my OBS crashed and didn't save.
Are you moving yourself on your own or? Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
okay. Okay. You are moving me. Cool.
I'm struggling. Let me see. Okay, there's you, but now you're teeny tiny. So I will.
Yep.
There you go. No, you're not.
Hi guys. I'm teeny tiny. Hi.
Okay, wait. I think.
Hi.
Huh? Hello.
Hi.
Yellow.
Yellow.
Oh,
you can't tell if I'm a fox or a cat.
I don't work here. I freaking love.
I
love Kohawk.
I don't work here.
I still remember. I told you the story, right? Of when I walked into like a freaking the gun store in VTRP, and I was like, oh. Hi, can I buy a gun? Can I like buy a pistol, please? And he's like, okay. And then he's like, oh, thank you. How much do I owe you? And he's like, I don't work here. And then just walks out. I'm like, okay.
I don't work here. Bye.
I miss him so much, bro. Oh god.
Me too.
And apparently in District V, he was just playing like the same kind of character, like with the same voice.
I think that's great. Continuous.
Oh, okay. Now I'm getting a character. All right. Welcome everyone.
Hi.
My voice broke. God damn it. I was still in the realm. I was still in Ralph, bro. It's like, Yellow, welcome to
Hi, Yellow.
Hello. God. Oh, I was so in the zone and I fucked up. All right.
Yellow.
Hey everybody, welcome to Sora, the latest episode of Sora TTRPG. Today, we're joined by Inari, who's going to be playing. I will give you also a chance to describe your character, so don't even worry, but I'm super excited. I think it's going to be super fun. We have been doing a lot of prep, a lot of changes. My bad.
Oh god.
I low-key just brain fogged, but I'm liking the new direction. I'm just gonna get a little
this could be
character
fun
as well. So we're gonna cloud, upload this, import. There, let's see if this works. It's not Ivan, it's Elysia Petrov.
Elysia Petrov, not
there.
Ivan. Who the heck is Ivan?
Ivan. I love. Oh, you're gonna love Ivan. Ivan's character is. Oh, but yeah, no, it's the smug. It's the bombastic side eye. I chose that picture.
Of course it is. That's the one you chose.
It's so good though. It's.
My God.
But for anyone who doesn't know, Sora TTRPG is an overambitious project where the DM bit off much more than he could chew, and but basically a lot of VTubers are going to be exploring the same narrative, the same story. Their actions and their decisions influence each other and influence the future of a land known as the 𝕿𝖊 Isles, a floating landmass high in the sky, where several settlements vie for power and influence while suffering from the onslaught of attacks from an external force known as the Gaia. Most of the story takes place in Sora City, which houses Sora Academy, a facility which trains those who are willing on how to use living weapons known as Sora, the only current thing known to be able to fully defeat a large Gaia. Now, our story, however, starts very far out in the north, in the high mountains, where a figure dashes through the woods, ducking behind rocks in pursuit of another figure, both small in stature. And suddenly, the first figure loses sight of the second. And they start to get a little worried. They start to get a little scared. They're all alone. When suddenly, out pops a head from behind the rock, and the young boy known as Kristoff sees his sister. And Inari, I would like you to describe Elysia for what she looks like for the viewers at home.
Elysia Petrov is it's just do you want me to just describe what she looks like right now?
Yeah, any defining features and stuff. Yeah.
So Elysia Petrov, from the viewer's point, she is a cat girl. She's wearing a long flowing coat that basically is like it's very I guess like papery color, like more like a very
like
old papery color. Yeah, it's a very off-white, and she actually has a hood on, so you can not see her face. You can see outlines of a face, but you can't really see her face. She has a hood on, and she has very like flowy outfit, so you don't see what her hair looks like, what her eyes look like, anything. It's just a hood on. But
so
you can kind of always see that she has a grin.
Awesome. So at this point, you kind of like pop your head out, and you know that your brother Kristoff, he's a timid boy. He's kind of spent a lot of his time indoors, very sickly, and you also know he's a crybaby. So the moment you peek out your head, he like jumps back and he goes like, huh! I thought I lost you. And you see him just
Kristoff? Kristoff, you always know that I'm always here. Be right behind you. This is like the umpteenth time you've been like this.
I just get scared that one day I'll wake up and you won't be around anymore.
Me? You know I'd always be here for you. Chin up. It's going to be okay.
He nods and he looks up at you, and I'm gonna say for the chat as well, Kristoff looks very similar to them. They're basically, you could very easily say that they're identical twins, almost like very similar features and such. He nods, and suddenly you hear the sound of what looks like a large like pan being hit by a spoon, followed by the voice of a woman that you recognize as your mother going, "Kids, food's ready. Come, wherever you are. And also, Elysia, you know you shouldn't be taking your brother out into the woods at this time of winter. He's very sick. He could get cold." She shouts from like above a hill. You guys are kind of like in like a little dip, like in almost like a valley kind of. And then she's kind of shouting from at the top of the hill.
Elysia at this point looks over from where the voice is coming from. She rolls her eyes, and then she gently takes her brother's hand, and then she just shouts,
Mama! We'll come! We'll be on our way! I know! He's alright! He just got scared as usual. It's okay!
and then she looks over at Kristoff with a smile.
He's still kind of wiping. Also, Rain, thanks so much for the raid. He kind of tries to wipe his eyes a little bit, and then he like tugs on the corner of your like cloak and just like holds on.
Okay. Elysia's just patting him on the head. It's like,
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's going to be okay. Let's go. Mama's calling. You know how Mama gets when we're late.
they'll be walking on their way.
Awesome. So you're kind of walking past, and you make your way all the way up to the top. You notice a few things about your brother. I'm gonna say roll knowledge. I want to see like if you're able to pick up on it, because I know your character is a little bit younger.
Yes.
So I wanna
Oh,
make-
knowledge. Just this
yeah.
one.
And then hope and
And then
fear.
just open fear and then roll.
First roll of the session. Let's go.
Nurse of the
that's-
session. Oh.
Well, so 13 is a pass, but I get a fear token, which means
Yes, you do.
yeah. So you're
Oh, boy.
so you're able to you lead him up, but one thing you immediately notice, and even someone like as young as you at the time is able to notice, that he's getting worse. He's in bed more and more every day.
Okay.
And I guess like even you know that like his time seems somewhat limited.
Okay.
And once you reach home, your mother immediately goes to your brother and wraps like a blanket around him and says, "Oh, poor dear." He goes, "Elysia, your brother could have gotten sick or worse. Look, he's so cold. I told you not to I told you not to leave the camp."
Elysia kind of looks over at her mom, and then she just sighs. And she smiles sadly.
But what if he can't see the outside? He wanted to see outside. He cannot be staying in the house the whole time, you know? And I was being safe. It's going to be okay. I'm strong, you know this, you know? And I know he's not well, but if he's inside, he's not going to be able to see all the wonderful things outside.
She kind of almost like snubs you a little bit, but it's something that you're kind of being used to, where she immediately looks at your brother and starts like kind of petting his hair, but in like it's almost a strange obsessive way, and says, "Don't worry, my son. You'll be strong too very soon. Okay? Don't worry." And he smiles and looks over at you and says, Hear that, big sister? Soon we'll be able to play in the snow and you won't have to worry about me anymore," he says with an innocent smile.
Well, I have a question. Does Elysia kind of sense her mom being like that, or is she just completely oblivious because she's a child at this point?
Yeah, I'm gonna say because she's a child and because it's all she's known, I don't think she would really pick up on that.
Okay, cool. Okay, good.
I think if anything, she would dismiss it as he's sickly, so she's giving him extra care.
Got it. Okay. So at this point, Elysia would be just smiling back at her little brother and being like,
Yeah, we will be running around in the snow and we'll be having so much fun. I cannot wait for you to be healthy again.
It has this bright big smile that you can kind of see under the hood.
As soon as you say that, sorry, the pain. I already feel the pain. But it's as you're saying that, you see a hand walk in. Like at this point, you guys are inside what's like a large tent. It's kind of made of I guess a large circular tent, and it's like thick leather around it. Your family, it's like the winter. During the winter, your family has to travel down from the tops of the mountains to like lower ground where it's a little bit less hostile. So there's like, I guess, more of like a temporary house. And so they've set it up, and there's like a small like fire pit in the middle, and several like bits of furniture around. It's always a little bit rough, but there's also it's something you've grown used to. And at this point, through the kind of leather tarps that is basically the entrance to the tent. And we're talking like large tent, like you could stand like at the very middle. You could have like two people standing on each other, and they wouldn't reach the roof. Like it's a big, like I guess
Okay.
like a Mongolian nomadic style tent, if you know what those look like.
Got it. Okay.
The
Yes.
yurts, I think. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, a large muscular hand kind of like reaches through the door and slowly pulls it apart, and you see you and your brother's father's face. It's like a bearded man. He's kind of you see like a few wrinkles near his eyes with age, and he's wearing a very thick kind of hide coat, and has like a hat on, like a kind of a sort of leather cap on, just to keep his ears warm. And he looks, and he doesn't even look at you. He looks at his wife, and he nods, and you hear her say, "Is it ready?" And he goes, "Yes, it's time." I want you to roll instinct.
Got it. Okay. Instinct. And we roll. Oh! Okay.
It'll have.
Darn.
Okay. So, your mother, who's sort of stands near the stove with her back facing you, and you see her pull like ladles of stew out from the pot. And for a brief moment, you see her kind of pull something out of her pocket, but unfortunately, you don't really know what it is. Maybe it's just some salt or some kind of spices. She pours it into one of the bowls, and she serves it to both you and your brother. And it smells wonderful. It smells warm. It smells like home cooking.
So she doesn't notice what it is, but she thinks it's just salt then.
Yes.
At this point.
Because unfortunately,
Okay.
11 did not pass.
Oh, this smells so good. Oh my goodness. Brother, you know the soup is always good. You know Mama's cooking's always good. Did you put any special ingredients into this? You know, special ones for me and my brother.
Your mother at this point looks at you, and you see a look in her eyes that you actually aren't super familiar with. It's like cold, condescending silence. And she just watches you and she says, "Just eat, child. It'll get cold."
Elysia at this point slowly kind of retreats back into her seat, but she also grabs the bowl She slowly starts slurping it because she's not sure what this is on her mother's expression, but she thinks maybe she was saying too much. Maybe she was talking, out of turn. Again, because she got scolded so much. Starts drinking the soup.
Amazing. So at this point, you eat and you feel full, and the rest of the night goes somewhat naturally. And you and your brother curl up to go to sleep, hands clasped as you fall asleep. And the rest of your memories beyond that point are somewhat foggy. You remember very hazy memories of you being carried through the forest in the dead of night in your father's arms, your brother being led by the hand. You remember seeing what looks like a cave of sorts deep in the mountains. You remember the vision of a large stone table surrounded by several cloaked figures, red cloaks with a black hand imprint on the back. You remember seeing your brother being laid on the pedestal next to you. You remember what looks like several glowing orbs being taken out of what looks like a chest with a symbol of a fox embroidered on the front. You remember a shooting pain as you see one of the orbs kind of like pressed against your shoulder, and it almost begins to like sink into your body. And it hurts, but you're almost paralyzed, almost like sleep paralysis, I guess. And you see it sort of fuse in, with the same being done to your brother. Your brother's screams are audible. He, unlike you, does not seem paralyzed or trapped in his own body. He's screaming your name, and he's saying, you hear brief moments of him going, "Elysia, it hurts," followed by your mother just stroking his hair, saying like, don't worry, my boy, soon everything will be okay." And you remember, the main thing that you remember at this point is your father going, one of the cloaked figures goes, "Is the clone prepared?" And he goes, "Yes, for years we looked after it. For years we watched it eat our food, all while our little boy wasted away. But today, it all becomes worth it." And I'm going to say that even as a child, she starts to piece some things together. She's still traumatized a little bit, but in this moment, your brother's hand is still clasped around yours because he's next to you on the table. And I will give you an opportunity to say one thing to him in this moment with every ounce of your strength.
me stuff.
He says,
I'll get you back.
says
I love you.
he tears up and looks at you. And as everyone's panicking, like, get more sedative, you hear him goes, don't leave me, sister. I don't want to be alone.
Alicia's crying. Even if she's paralyzed, she's crying as she just is petrified inside of what is going on. And watching her brother just be in pain. And herself just be in pain. She just cannot hold her eyes open anymore.
It's now at this. Oh, by the way, we never discussed. Does your patron have an accent as well? They would be from around the area, but it's up to you if you wanted to have that.
Same kind of accent.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's at this point you feel like a sharp pain in your neck. She wouldn't know what this is, but basically, like, a syringe was pressed against her neck and more sedative was injected directly into her. And
Oh my god.
yeah, but she wouldn't see this. She just feels the pain.
Yeah.
And so at this point, she's starting to fade in and out of consciousness, but her eyes close, and then when she opens it, she sees her brother, like, from the point where the orb was pressed into him, like, purple veins are beginning to spread across his body. At this point, his t-shirt is off because it seems like they're trying to fix it, and he's like twisting and he's like contorting in ways that like a human body shouldn't contort, and his voice is like several different voices. Like, do you know what the zombies sound like in Call of Duty zombies? Like that kind of like that kind of roar. Like you see him kind of go like like as he's like kind of twisting. And your parents are panicking. You see them running. You close your eyes and you open them, and you see one of the cloaked figures going, "It's not working. His body is rejecting. It's rejecting the blessing. And then your mother is screaming like things like, "You told us he would be fine. We did all this for him. And then you suddenly see your father. You see an image of your father, like hands around your neck, screaming like, "This is your fault. You did this." And like he's like, and everyone's trying to pull him off. And it's at this point that like you look at your brother, you close your eyes and you open your eyes again. And you see your brother's like lifeless eyes kind of looking at you. Like the purple veins spread all the way across his body. You see your mother crying next to him. You see your father, he seems to still be restrained, like trying to get to you, while the others go, while the cloaked figures are looking like, "She could still be used. We can still use her. And suddenly, this is the first time you hear a voice. A very powerful, commanding voice, female, saying something along the lines of, This is not what we agreed to. Suddenly you hear what looks like a fluttering, a unfurling. You hear fur kind of rubbing against itself, like that kind of feeling. You see many people stepping back. Your eyes close in your weakened state, and you hear what sounds like flesh ripping, bone snapping. You hear screams and fear. when suddenly you hear a familiar sound. The clanging of a pot, like a wooden spoon hitting a pot, followed by a voice of a familiar voice saying, "Elysia, dinner's ready. Come on, you've been sleeping all day." And I want you to roll a strength check real quick.
Okay.
Sorry for all the narrative. Just a lot happened.
No, you're good. No. This is fun.
Oh, that's a crit. Okay. So,
Okay.
shit, this is such a waste of a roll to get a crit on, honestly. By the way, in this game, a crit is when you get 2 identical numbers on the dice.
Gotcha. Okay.
So immediately you like sit up in bed. You're covered in a cold sweat. It's a dream that you've had many times. It's a memory that's etched into your brain, but it's one that happened many years before. And you kind of wake up and you're groggy, and you kind of make your way over to the basin, and there's a shined silver mirror there. And after you wash your face and you look at yourself in the mirror, I want you to now describe what Elysia now looks like several years later. She'd now be like probably so how old did you want her to be in the main story?
Main story, I wanted her to be 21.
21. So we'll say that this is around, will we say like 18-ish?
Yeah, okay, 18. Yeah, 18.
Okay, so yeah, describe to us what 18-year-old Elysia looks like at this point.
18-year-old Elysia at this point, because she's looking in the basin, she doesn't have a hood on. She has, she has kind of like unkempt, straight silver hair and bright red eyes. And she is, but she still has that little kooky spark that she still had since she was a child. As she looks at the mirror, splashing water in her face. And then she just looks up and she's like,
"Oh, that dream again. I do not like this. I do not know why. Don't know why I keep getting that dream."
and she's just rubbing her temple a little bit.
Oh, also, once again, still up to you. Do you want her to know that dream was a memory that she's reliving, or is it kind of like maybe yes, no, like how would she view that dream?
So she would probably remember she had a brother,
Mm-hmm.
but on the other hand, she probably doesn't remember what exactly happened. So she thinks that her brother died, but she wasn't told why.
Okay, awesome.
But she does remember that he was in pain, but she doesn't know why.
Sure, awesome. Okay. In that case, you see... We never named the deity, goddammit. Did we have a name for the deity?
Yeah, we did. 𝕍𝖊 Petrov.
Oh, 𝕍𝖊. Yes, we did. Oh, I see it. I see it in the notes.
Petrov.
So while you're washing your face, you're still kind of a little bit shaken. It's a dream that's kind of plagued you for a while, and it never really gets easier. But you're strong, and you don't really let it show on your face, and no one would be able to tell except for one person. And you suddenly see what looks like a hand kind of pressed against the top of your head delicately. You see the nails are a little bit more elongated, almost claw-like. And you see behind you what looks like several tails kind of flowing lightly in the wind. And it's almost like this kind of immediate calming effect that just flows over you. And you hear the voice of 𝕍𝖊. She looks as you hear say, "My child, Are the night terrors plaguing you again?
Elysia just like slowly looks at Camellia and like kind of like nods a little. Just a look of distress, just plastered on her face a little. But then she smiles. It's like,
Yeah, just the usual, Mama. Just the usual thing that happens all, the nightmares.
She she looks at you and she smiles, and you turn to kind of see her face, and you see her. She has like bright red lipstick, and her hair is you see kind of her hair is kind of long and it's flowing, and it's also this kind of like silvery kind of, it's kind of like almost like snow, and it almost seems to like flow in itself, the same as her tails. Every single part of her is graceful, and it's calming. And she tilts her head at you and like looks at you with like the eyes of a doting parent, and says, "Look at you. When you first came to me, you would wake up crying every night. Now you just look annoyed."
Elysia just kind of like looks over and like shoots her a glare, like,
Mama! I thought you were trying to be nice to me. What? My goodness.
And she smiles and she says, "It looks like you." And I mean, I must say, as much as I love watching, as much as I miss you coming to me and hugging me for hours at a time, I definitely am glad I don't have to clean up the bed after. She kind of just wraps her arms and pulls you in.
Elysia rolls her eyes and then dramatically like just leans into her mom like,
Oh, Mama, thank you for cleaning up my mess when I was small. I'm not small anymore. Hello?
She just rubs her eyes. She's like, "You'll always be my little Elysia," she says with a smile, and she puts you back, and she says, and she's like, holds you by the shoulders, looks at you, like, "Now, come. I've made your favorite." And it's for some strange reason, you don't know why, but you have a strange fondness of stew from these parts. Don't know why. You remember tasting really good at one point.
oh my god.
And she serves it to you, and
Elysia just sits down and she just like looks gleefully at the stew, and she looks at her mom.
You didn't put anything in this again, did you?
She kind of looks at you confused and says, I mean, I put spices and like herbs and stuff. What do you mean again?
Elysia just pouts a little. It's like, last time you put sugar in this and you didn't even tell me. 3 cups! 3 cups of sugar. You thought it was funny.
She says, well, I just thought because you're my sweet little Elysia, I thought that, the food should match. So, this time I only put in 2.
Elysia looks at her and she's just shaking her head.
All right, I'll still eat it. You know I love stew. You know I love your stew, but 2 cups of sugar is going to go in my blood. You know what happens when I consume too much sugar? I'm going to be bouncing all over the house.
And she says...
She takes a spoonful and just bites into it.
And it does taste pretty good.
Just like the stew I like.
She smiles and she looks at you and she says, now, Elysia, you've been with me now for many years. You rarely ask about the outside. Do you not want to adventure, meet new people? I know you don't like when I talk about this, but as much as I love having you around, I think it would be good for you to go on your own little adventures.
Lisa just has like half a spoon inside of her mouth, and she's like, oh, and she just pulls it out.
My own adventures? But I mean, there's so much mountain, cliffs around here. I've been making animal critter friends. I've been making friends with other... I don't know, whoever you talk to sometimes. I don't know who they are, but I make friends.
The villagers come here to give me offerings. I protect them. I wouldn't call them friends, let alone... And most of them are old. You need people your age. You need people that can challenge you, that can, I guess, show you things beyond these cliffs and these mountains and the snow. I mean, don't you want to see the desert?
I think at this point she's looking at her mom with wide eyes, like just like not terrified, but just like very sparks of like happiness and just fun in the word adventure and deserts and all these places that she's never been to. And she's very curious. She's like,
Dessert?
And
Do they have lots of sugar?
she says, she looks and says, I more than here. And she kind of realizes, like, oh, this girl's literally been, like, raised in the mountains. She's like, it's a place where the sun, you can cook an egg on the floor. There's sand everywhere. And it's warm. Warmer than the tents when the fire is high.
Elisa's just imagining an egg just being cooked on top of sand. And then she starts laughing.
You know, that sounds like so much fun and adventure. Wait, Mama, are you coming with me?
She chuckles and she said, and she looks at you and she's just like, she has her like cheek on her hand that's resting on the table and she's just like staring at you. Goes, never change, Elysia. No, my place is here. I must protect these villagers. I must protect this mountain. If I leave, many awful things will happen. Despite how I look, your mother is very important. No, I cannot go with you, my child.
Lisa just puts her bowl down onto the table. And she puts a sad smile.
You know, Mama, I feel like you've always been here for me, no matter what. And if you want me to see the world for my own good, I love adventure, you know that. It also means I get to do a lot of trickster things onto other people. More experiments. Oh. You know I can always contact you.
And she just smiles brightly.
Camilla smiles as well and says, sometimes I wish you didn't have to take after me so much. Don't get in too much trouble. Don't... She kind of pauses and she sighs and she's like, don't do anything I would.
Elysia gives a sly smile.
Don't do anything that you would do. Okay. I cannot promise that, but
Pinky promise. And then she just slowly reaches out her pinky, like just outstretches her hand with the little pinky towards her mom.
she reaches over, and even though Elisa's like a grown woman now to an extent, her mom still towers over her a little. It's definitely, but she kind of coils her pinky with hers. And she says, oh yes, Elysia, while you're here, could you go out and gather some firewood for me? The fire is getting a little bit low, and I have some business to take care of in the mountains.
See, Elysia just nods and smiles, and she's just getting out of her chair, all ready to go as she starts to put her hair together in the back so she can put her hood on. She still wears that same jacket, but it's bigger now. And she nods and smiles and says, "Okay, as the probably the usual place. A little bit dangerous, but it should be fine."
It's not dangerous if you don't go out deep into the woods. She says kind of scoldingly.
Elysia rolls her eyes. She's like,
It's always an adventure out there. You never know what happens, and if it happens, it happens. Then it was fated. Then I could there's more playthings for me, mama.
and she just smirks.
She smiles and nods. And as she watches you, like, get ready, like, in her eyes, she still sees the little girl. And she kind of just smiles. You don't see it, though, but she kind of, like, stands up and she looks up to she kind of follows you out a little bit. And then she kind of looks up to the top of the mountain right here. And, like, there's kind of, like, a much darker, serious look on her face. And like, under her breath, you hear her say, just like, "All right, back to work," she says as she begins to make her pilgrimage up the mountain. You know she does this frequently. Never looks very happy about it. Okay. But now, you're in the woods. You're picking up, also, by the way, how are we on time? How much time do you usually have?
What? I'm good.
All right, cool.
I'm good.
So at this point, you are out looking for firewood around the place, and I'm gonna ask you to roll instinct for me. Instinct, basically your perception, investigation rolls, all that fall under instinct.
Okay, gotcha. There. Let's see here.
13 with fear.
Right.
It's a lot of fear.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, while you're picking up wood, you reach down to pick up a new stick. When suddenly you feel your head begin to get somewhat drowsy, heavy. It's almost as if the last time you felt like this was when you had, like, a really bad fever, that kind of full body weakness. And immediately you just feel your body leaning forward before there's a thud. But you don't feel it. It's almost like a phantom pain. Like, you should feel it, but you don't. And instead, you hear growling. And, like, galloping. You hear screams, and your vision, you open your eyes, and it's almost as if you're not in control. You see, well, firstly, you see sand at your feet. You see blood drenched, like red, just seeping into it. You hear growling. You look up to see, like, a small village in flames, surrounded by sand in a desert. Your vision just begins to cut to different scenes of almost as if like you're looking into the eyes of a vicious animal that's clawing and tearing people to shreds left and right. Followed by what looks like I guess a loud, visceral screech that sounds like something along the lines of, like, And the moment you see that, the moment you hear that, you're woken up, face on the floor in the snow with some snowflakes resting on your cheek that was exposed to the sky, the sticks piled around you. And suddenly you hear giggling in the woods. The giggling of a small boy. What does Elysia do?
Elysia slowly opens her eyes, and her ears kind of perk up. You can kind of see it in her hood. It just perks up. Kind of looks around, and she feels still a little bit drowsy, and she also feels a panic set in of what was that. She doesn't understand what that vision was, and she starts to panic a little. And then she hears a little boy's voice. It sounds very familiar to her, but she can't put two and two together. She doesn't know. She doesn't understand what's going on. She slowly looks over at where the voice is coming from.
She looks over and she sees... She sees the tree line as it usually is, with snow, very light snow falling. But when she squints ever so slightly, she sees something strange. Maybe 2 or 3 rows of trees down. First she didn't see it because it blended in with the snow, but she sees a boy peeking over, like from behind a tree. His skin pale white like snow. His hair kind of short, like almost like a bowl cut. And all she sees is like one eye peeking from behind the tree line. If you've seen The Ring, you know what he looks like.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And he says something along the lines of, "Elysia, come, let's play. It's been so long." He's really far away, but the voice almost comes like directly into your ear.
Does Elysia kind of sense that this is her brother, or she just doesn't realize that this is
I would
him?
say, well, let's roll for knowledge. I'll make it an easy DC, but let's roll for knowledge.
Because if he's the way that he was, that's how she remembers him.
Yes, because he is in the child form right now. But,
let's see here. Okay.
Ooh, give me that.
Oh God.
I got 6 fear. So like immediately she would recognize him as her brother, but minus the sickliness. He's a little bit of, I guess there's a little bit more life to him.
She suddenly gets up from her position and she calls out,
Christoph?
she's not sure how to feel about the situation.
He smiles. You see the boy kind of peek the rest of his face up from behind the tree, and you see his entire face. And it is Christoph. And he looks at you and he tilts his head and he says, "You look different, Elysia." And then his face, the smile drops from his face until it's very serious. And then suddenly a grin appears from his face ear to ear, kind of like if you've seen Solo Leveling, the statue smile.
Ah, okay.
It's like that smile immediately like shoots across his face, and suddenly you look to your right and he's standing right next to you, tugging on your jacket like he used to.
Elysia looks to where he is, just like panics because she's not sure how he's able to do that. He just tries to like quickly pull away because her instinct is now defense, not this is my brother. She's not sure if this is her brother or not anymore. She just panics a little, but then she's like softly kind of says to him,
You haven't changed that much except for that smile. I don't like that. Are you okay? Are you okay? Do you need some water? You look very pale.
He looks up at you, and it's kind of strange. It's like a very faint twitch from him, and he looks up at you, and you see him begin to pout. He says, I didn't see you in so long, and I just wanted to play it. You said you wouldn't leave, and now you won't even let me. You won't even. He looks in his hand as like he sees that you've kind of like ripped away from him, and he looks really sad.
Elysia kind of like slowly, gingerly takes his hands, like kind of the way that they used to play, like and like how she used to hold his hand when like leading in places. She kind of reaches out and holds his hand gingerly because she's not too sure if this is her brother or not. And then she looks at him and smiles, a nervous smile, but yet she still smiles.
He like holds on and starts to wipe his tears a little bit, and he says, why did you leave me alone, big sister? You told me you'd never leave me alone.
Kind of starts to frown because she doesn't really remember what had happened up until like her pain, seeing him in pain, and then how she kind of got to where she is. So she's looking at him and frowning and says,
You know, I tried. I know I said I'd be there for you, but I don't remember how I got here either. You know, if I could have been there for you.
and then she starts to kind of like be more emotional about it because she's trying to remember. She knows she made this promise to him.
But I don't remember. I'm sorry. I was trying to be there for you, but you disappeared.
He lets go.
But now you're here.
He lets go of her hand and says, no, you lied to me. Like mom and dad lied to me. Everyone's lied. And then he begins to slowly like run through the snow deeper into the forest. What does she do?
Elysia runs after him because she feels bad, but also she wants to know if this is really her brother that's still alive. So she runs after him. Without a thought, she runs after him.
Cool. Roll agility for me.
Got it. Okay. There we go.
That's.
Oh, God.
I don't think you got
Yes.
one hope roll and one
No.
crit. And no, you didn't even get one hope roll. You just got 5 fears and a crit.
Yep.
That's insane. I'm gonna.
Insanity.
I'm gonna try my best to make sure you don't die. Because the way that works is like the fear builds and builds and builds and builds, and then you just spend all of it on the next encounter.
You guys about to die.
No, 07 in the chat. So at this point, you're chasing him through the forest. The forest gets thicker as you enter more like areas that haven't been explored in a while. Branches are like whipping at you and like scraping against you, but thankfully you're quite nimble and you're able to keep up quite well through the forest without taking any major injuries. And it's at this point that you reach a clearing. And inside the clearing, you see the side of a large mountain. It's like, I guess, like a small like clearing with a, and on the side of the mountain is a cave. And it seems very familiar to you. You've seen this cave before. Perhaps in a dream. And you see your brother running into the cave. Still crying, by the way. That part of him hasn't seemed to have changed.
Mhm. Elysia slowly starts to kind of put the nightmare and that cave memory together. Slowly, but not like too fast. And she kind of slows down. She doesn't run into the cave, she kind of slows down. Her body is now slowly coming to the realization that the nightmare she's been having is kind of the same scenery as this cave. And this feeling of fear starts to grow inside her. But she's still slowly walking towards the cave because her brother went in.
Right.
But she's now slowly starting to feel this surge of fear. I'm very, very like scared.
Yeah, I get you. We'll say that like it's cold, right? She can see her breath.
Yeah.
But usually her clothes keep her warm, and yet she feels a chill that's enough to make her like rub her arms, kind of like in, even though that it should be warm, you know, it's kind of like this weird kind of like subconscious fear.
Mm-hmm.
As she walks towards it. Upon approaching the cave, we'll say that she doesn't notice anything too strange, except roll instinct here. Roll instinct.
Oh, my bad. Ignore
Oh,
that.
you're good,
Sorry.
you're good.
Stay something here, and there we go. Okay.
Awesome.
My
There's your first hope. You can mark hope.
Lord.
So we'll say you notice as you walk closer, you know, your mother has been training you to survive in the wilderness. You're from this area. You know how to track. You should, like, Elysia is a trickster, but she's very capable. And you notice several footprints in the snow entering the cave, fresh. Very little snowfall on top of them.
She doesn't call out to anybody in the case that there's somebody there, because their instincts tell her not to do that. And then she also looks around with the foot, you know, she sees those footprints. And she slowly follows them while still looking around, left, right, up, down, everywhere.
Cool. So as she presses forward towards the cave, she kind of takes a few steps in and everything kind of goes a little quiet. It's like that little bit of almost like ear-numbing silence after you enter a cave. And as she's looking around, she's staying alert, and she sees glimpses of her brother kind of disappearing behind stalactites, disappearing behind columns. She presses towards the cave. She's growing more and more familiar, and it's at this point where I'm gonna say that Elysia would stop in her tracks. Would she be kind of like hugging the walls, or would she be just more walking down the middle?
She would be cautiously being against the wall while she kind of looks around.
Okay, so as she's pushing forward, she kind of peeks around a corner. And I'm going to say that this is when she starts encountering, there seems to be light up ahead. You hear a fire crackling, the fire of torches, not like a big fire, crackling from ahead. You hear murmurs, voices. You need to get a little bit closer to listen if you want, or what would you like to do?
Yes, I think she will start to lean in a bit closer. Still hiding in the the shadows, but leading closer to hear what they're murmuring about.
So, you hear voices. I'm just gonna say, just based on your previous roll, because you got a good roll.
Mhm.
You would hear the voices say, "This is where he was." Sorry, they're not from this area. This is where he was born. The great, the unbound. And then everyone says, and then you hear a bunch of other voices saying, "All hail the broken chains. All hail the broken chains." That's
Elysia in her mind is kind of thinking, broken chains. She's not saying this out loud, so it's just in her mind.
Broken chains? What's broken chains?
I will say, because the silly DM forgot to add this very important thing, is while she was in viewing her vision was of this other creature, one big sound that would have emanated would have been the sound of chains. And as she would see the creatures like deformed, like claws clawing through the floor, you would have seen these chains kind of embedded in its flesh and like protruding from the sides and like dragging in the sand. So sorry, my bad. My bad.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. In that case, I think she will start to kind of recall that. And then in her mind, she's going,
Are they a cult? Do they praise that monster? But that's not good. I have to tell Mama that. This is really close to home.
Yeah, this would be very close as well.
mhm.
So what would she like to do here?
I think she wouldn't want to interact directly with them, but she would want to know more about why they're there and who they are.
All right.
And why her little brother even ran into this place. So she's still looking for her little brother. So she's wondering, do they have any connection?
Cool. So I will say that Wait, sorry, let me just very quickly Okay. So at this point she would see her sorry, 1 second, everything's not working. Okay, there. Okay. So she would see kind of still images of her brother kind of running ahead, his footprints not making a sound, as he'd slowly edge a little bit closer, not close enough for them to see, but enough to say that our pilgrimage is complete. The Gaia of freedom shall grant us liberation. And once again, you hear them all say, "All hail the broken chains. All hail the broken chains."
Elysia at this point realizes that the neighborhood is kind of, well, she thinks that her neighborhood is kind of in danger because there's a cult that is now praising this monster that she had visions of, but she's also questioning why she had those visions.
Well, I would like you to roll instinct for me.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
11. So this one is an unfortunate. You were one off. You needed a 12.
Ah, okay.
But you do get a hope for once. At this point, you hear a thud behind you from the entrance, like something fell. And turning to look, you see a robed man in the exact same robes from that day, falling on his ass, looking at you, finger trembling, his mouth kind of like ajar. And he seems frightened.
Elysia stands there, frozen, and then she slowly shrugs a little. And then she says,
Are you okay?
He goes, you the unbound, the progenitor of freedom, the broken chains. He starts to panic, and suddenly he gets on his knees and he just bows to you. He's like full hands in the air, and he's like bowing over and over again, going, all hail the broken chains, all hail the broken chains. And he's just constantly bowing to you.
Elysia just starts panicking, but in a very hushed tone, because she feels like, oh, she doesn't want to attract attention from behind her, from that group. So she's just telling him,
Stop! No, that's not me. No. I don't know what you're talking about. Stop!
He looks and he
she's
says,
trying to stop him from doing that.
he says, one second. Damn it, I closed the wrong notes. Shit. 1 second. He looks and he says, you are silver hair, magnolia color. There's no doubt you are the progenitor of freedom, the unbound, in human form. It is you. Sorry, he doesn't have that accent. It's you. It has to be you.
And she asks him for more information about what he's talking about.
Yeah, sure. Feel free.
Okay. She's gonna change her. She's gonna change her tone.
Yes.
And she thinks that in her mind, she thinks that being this character, kind of tricking him into thinking that this is the character that, he's talking about. He's gonna try and be like,
yes, that's me, yes.
I would also,
What?
at this point, sorry for cutting you off, but I think this is just a good point
No,
to
you're
bring
good.
this in. At this point, you would feel a sharp pain in your shoulder, where in the dream you remember the orb.
oh, okay.
You would feel a sharp pain there. The moment you think in your head, like, I'm going to deceive this guy, you feel the orb begin to act up. And you see chains begin to ever so slightly coil around your arm underneath the skin. And it's uncomfortable. It feels like almost like something slithering underneath. When suddenly, it reaches the end of your forearm, where you see a mark. You always assumed it was a birthmark that looks kind of like a fox, like an insignia of sorts. And before that chain can reach your hand, that insignia flares up. It glows a bright blue that sends a wave of calm over you. You immediately feel like your mother's presence in this moment. And the chains sort of freeze in their tracks. And slowly at this point, in your hand, I guess you feel like your hand gripping onto some kind of handle, as what look like these blades kind of extend between your fingers, made of like a sort of crystalline material. You don't know it yet, but your Sora manifests for the first time. And as your mouth opens to deceive this man, a sort of pink haze begins to emanate from your mouth that only you seem to be able to see. As you cast, instinctively, this won't count towards your mana, but you instinctively cast Death Deceiver, where you don't need to spend a hope, but you now gain advantage. You will now gain advantage when you're deceiving or tricking him.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, you may continue, sorry.
Elysia starts to see this change while she's saying, yes, that's who I am. And then in her mind, she's now kind of in fear of what is happening, but also very excited to see what the hell is happening. She's 18 years old. She's very curious, but also in fear of what's happening. And she's trying to deceive this guy. So she's like, oh. But in her mind, she's like, oh.
Maybe perhaps, this is like a magical girl transfer. I should talk to Mama about this later. Oh my goodness.
And this is all in her mind. While she's trying to deceive this man, and she's like, yes, that's who I am. And now she's flashing off her little claws. And she's like,
you see, I'm showing you my actual form now, and I'm not too sure who you are though. I don't walk around and just appear out of nowhere. And perhaps you could tell me who you are so that I could maybe know what you're doing here. And maybe I could help you in some way or form. You said, I am the progenitor of freedom, the unbound, but broken chains. Would you like to tell me what you're doing here, perhaps?
He says, yes, of course. My name is Silas. I am one of the high priests from the cult of dread. Well, we're a splinter cell of it. The cult of dread listens to the wills of the child of dread. Whereas we recently encountered you in the desert. The progenitor of freedom. The creator of all Gaia of the freedom. Of all Gaia of freedom. One of the most powerful beings in existence. And he looks and he says, we're here to pay respect at your place of birth, where you transcended from your human shackles, broke free. And he points to because the chains are still somewhat visible under your skin, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They're just being held back. And he says, where you broke free of your chains.
Elysia ponders a little bit about this information as she tries to process all of this all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And then she slowly tilts her head. She also looks back a bit. And then, just that same nightmare she was having just kind of slowly starts to come back to her again. And then the vision of that monster she had earlier.
Mm. And I will also say that, like, you probably also recognize, like, the constant stinging on your shoulder from where that orb was inserted.
Mhm.
And the man looks and he says, "Come, I'm so sorry. The others don't even know you're here. Allow me to go and inform them so they may also pay their respects." Oh, also, roll your presence with advantage. Presence.
Okay.
And then hope and fear, and then you're gonna add a d6 to
Hope and
that.
fear. D6.
Yeah, so an advantage in this game is just an
roll.
added d6. Oh, that's
Gotcha.
a great
Okay.
roll. That is a fear. But that's a
That's
great
fair.
roll. He's at this point, he stands up, and you see that at this point you've completely enthralled him. Like, he is none the wiser. He believes 100% that you are who you say you are. And he stands up and begins to, like, walk towards the others. Well, not the others, but he's about to walk around the corner.
I think at this point, Elysia will follow because she wants to know where her brother went, but also she wants to know if this cult is actually a danger. And with the information that she actually got already, she's starting to think it definitely has something to do with her nightmares and visions. And she's curious. So she follows. Cautiously, though.
It's
Very cautiously.
It is at this point that she walks behind the guy and fully kind of prepared to play the part. And the moment the man walks over and they said, "Hear one man say, 'Silas, where were you?' And he suddenly falls silent. And the others are confused, like, why do you fall silent? They all look and they immediately see you, and they all just freeze in their spot. And they all immediately fall to their knees and bow. And this is when you see a small table. Oh, not a small table. It's a large stone table. Exactly where you remember it. And on the table, asleep, you see 2 infants. And one of the men says, "My gosh, here in person. Oh, great, unbound one. Are you here because we didn't make the sacrifice in time this week? I'm so sorry with the snow, it was so strong. We were delayed. Please spare us."
Are the children dead?
No, they're just asleep.
Okay. They're just asleep. Okay.
I should have made you roll for that, but it's fine. She could probably see that they were just asleep.
She will probably see that they're alive.
Cool.
Yeah. That's what I was asking. Elysia sees these 2 children on the huge, what was it?
Yeah.
Sorry,
It's like a stone. Yeah, it's more like, think of it like it's like a table that's just carved out of a large rock. So it's like this stone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Stone table. Okay.
Yeah.
She sees the 2 children sleeping. And she also sees them all looking at her, bowing at her. She's still playing the part.
Right.
But now she's very concerned while there's 2 children there.
Right.
And she looks at them and she says, "Yes, no, do not think you're late. You know, I just came here because I wanted to see no, actually, yes, you're late. I'm pretty mad and I wanted to know, yeah, I changed my mind. I am pretty mad. And I came down here to see what was taking so long. You know?"
They said, please spare us. It's just our supplies have been so low in the snow and the storm, and We lost a batch. These kids had to be brought prematurely. The offerings, everything is so specific. Having to find twins enough is hard. He looks and he says, but don't worry. The sacrifices will commence. Just as they did the day that you were born. Oh great, unbound one.
Elysia starts to slowly frown at this information. And her tone of voice starts to change a little. And she asks them,
Prematurely. Where are you getting these children from?
She says, they say, our people are numerous, spread out through the entire island. We blend in orphanages, families who can't afford to feed them. They will sell it to us. They will sell them to us. Or there's ways. And once we have one, it's not too hard. It's not too hard to take their essence, their DNA, and sort of, I guess you could say, artificially create a twin from another child. But it takes time, at least 2 or 3 years to fully mature. The 2 children must be introduced. A bond must be formed. Only then can we truly sacrifice them to you. He holds out his hand, still trembling.
would I have to roll for her to make some kind of connection between the nightmares she was having?
Let's
And perhaps-
roll knowledge.
Yeah.
And I'll give you advantage.
Okay. Advantage. Here, D6. Alright.
That's only. Give me that break.
Jesus Christ!
It's then at this point that images begin to flash into her head of the nightmares. Your father saying that you're saying how you were artificial, saying how he raised you for the sole purpose of curing his son. The images flash back. You wonder of many questions like, what are you? Plus, why are they still doing this? How do you fit in all this? But you now fully understand, you start to fully understand what's happening here and kind of what happened that night.
Elysia's face now her expression is now currently unreadable now. She starts to slowly glare at them. And then all the memories are flowing back. She's feeling a lot of pain from getting all this information, getting all these realizations that nightmare was an actual thing that had happened. And she starts to growl.
Ooh. Would you like to spend to mark a fear to go into your demon cat form? Usually you have to take damage, but I will give you that option. It's up to you.
Yeah, she's an angsty teen. Hasn't met a lot of people. She's angry. Yes.
Cool. Okay, perfect.
We'll use a fear here. Yes.
So the way that we are the demon cat form will work in future is usually when you take damage, you can choose to mark as stress to go into your demon cat form.
Okay.
So in this case, obviously you didn't take damage, but it's session 0.
No.
We can do whatever the hell we want. So you're gonna take
Okay.
a stress, and now you do not. So from now you will get +10 to your damage and +10 to your hit rolls. However, every time you roll a hope, you will instead mark stress. So you do not want to get hope here. But at this point, she begins to, that kind of cheery, upbeat personality begins to sort of fade. You see the kids, and for a brief moment, there's a flash, and you see your brother and yourself kind of holding on to each other. You see like his lifeless body. It's the memories are vivid, and the dreams become reality in that moment for you, and you begin to lose control as the you see the what do you call it, the insignia of your mother that was on your hand. It kind of glows, it kind of pulsates, but it begins to grow dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, and suddenly it's almost like a bulb that goes out. It just kind of burns out. It goes bzzzt, and suddenly, immediately, the chains shoot all the way down your arms, around your other arms. Your body begins to like twitch and shake as you kind of grow larger. Your fangs become more pronounced. Your claws grow out. And also, one thing is the something behind you. You feel something kind of sprout behind you as you see what looks like two. I guess the easiest way to describe it is if you were to see wings that were torn off mid-flight, just barely hanging on in the back of the form, and you see the chains kind of extend out of your hand, and you assume a form very similar to what you saw when you were seeing through the eyes of that creature. And this moment, all of the disciples around you just begin to bow even more. Let's say, the Unbound graces us with its true form. Everyone bow! We must make the sacrifice now. One of them stands up and walks towards the children with what looks like a dagger.
Elysia sees this, and it angers her more that this is what her and her brother had to go through. And now there is more children that might suffer the same. And she's going to attack them. She's going to attack the one that's trying to...
Heck yes. So, let's set this up. Where you at? There you are. Woo! Bringing you in. Here's your character. We'll make her a little bigger. Boom. So the way combat works in this game is, I don't know, how much do you know about the rule system? So
sort of, but I would like to have a...
Okay, so the way this works is there is no initiative system. There is instead a system known as the spotlight system. The way the spotlight system works is players start off with the spotlight. Well, unless they get ambushed, of course, but in this case, you have the spotlight, and you will keep making moves until it's continuously the player's turn until you either roll with fear or you fail to hit.
Okay.
Let me also summon all these guys. Once you fail, the spotlight will shift to the DM. And I will be able to use it to control... the, what's it called? The enemies that are around.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's this bigger guy. There we go. Okay. So immediately, are you saying you approach this guy and attempt to attack him?
Oh, she's pouncing. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
She's gonna pounce.
So, you can also if you want. You have a few spells here. So you've got your favorite
I
weapon, by
do.
the way. You've got that. You've
Yes.
also got your you have your weapon, which is here. I don't know why the name didn't move over. Let me get that. Let me change the name real quick for you.
Okay.
There we go. So you have your melee weapon as well, and that is totally up to you. Okay, so what would you like to do? I mean, you also have voice of dread, by the way. That is
Yeah. Is that? Okay. I don't think I'll use Voice of Dread right now, but I would like to use Let me see. I think we won't use something right now. By the way, how many people are in this room? I don't
There
think we
is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total.
5 total. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I have the battle map set up here, by the way.
Okay, so the first pounce, she will.
Will we say as well that like when you're in your demon cat form, will we say that your what do you call it? Your like Tekokage like literally fuse into your hand? So
Yes.
they become your actual claws.
That-
Yeah.
Yes, that would make a lot more sense.
Cool.
So I'll be probably changing the name of the weapon itself because Tekokage is the Japanese actual name of the weapon itself.
Oh, cool.
So,
Mama's blades.
yeah, Mama's Blades. She'll probably. That's actually really funny, Mama's Blades. I'll think of a name later. But I think right now, she will not. I don't think I'll be using my spells right now. Right now. This is a normal slash attack that she'll be doing with her weapon.
Cool. Okay, awesome. Are you going to use any of your favor? You can increase the damage. You can by marking stress. You can add extra damage to your thing by spending a favor.
I will use one favor.
Okay. So once favor, so you mark it, and then we'll click. Then you mark a stress.
Yes.
Cool. So at this point, you run towards the man that's about to plunge a dagger into the kids, and you lift up your claw, and the what's it called? The chain that's extending from your hand is also like whipping around like a serpent, and you just like reach down for a big slash. Roll to hit. That is going to be a presence. So that's presence, hope, and fear. That is going to be, and then you will also have plus. I believe it's an extra D10.
D10. Okay. Where's okay?
Yeah.
So then roll. That would be holy shit. What's with the hope though?
It's with a hope, but you don't get a hope
Yeah.
because you're in werewolf form. So mark stress.
Oh,
and also add
Stress.
yeah. There we go. This is wonderful. Let me also see when you would gain.
so add another stress then, right?
Yep.
In those guys. All right.
All right. So what we're gonna do now is also So you were trying to beat 12, or you were trying to beat 13, and you did beat 13. So now you're gonna roll damage. So what you're gonna do is roll your here. So that's a D10 plus 3 is your is that so D10 plus 3.
Okay, so D10
Mag just
plus
means
3.
magic
okay.
damage.
Okay, so just D10 and then plus 3 would just be
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
2, 3.
And then
Got
add
it.
a
And
D10
then
as well for your damage, and add a D6 for your favorite weapon patron damage.
Okay.
Oh my god. All right.
Oh my god. Jesus
Let's
Christ.
see how much damage she does. Yeah, no hope and fear. This is just a damage roll.
Okay, just it's okay.
Oh, 23. So the way that damage works in this game is you got over here, you can see on your character sheet, minor, major, and severe.
Right. Yep.
And so in terms of this enemy, his second number is 14. So it's actually the exact same as you. So
Okay.
so that means greater than 14 means severe damage, meaning it takes 3 HP of damage. So you run forward, and you and like these creatures are thinking, these people are thinking that they were doing you a favor, when suddenly there's like almost like a dark shadow moves past them swiftly. There's a slice sound, and the man like looks up at you and sees you like sort of growling above him, and he looks back at his hand to see that it's been severed clean off, and he screams and Dominus goes, ah! And he holds on, he looks at you, and the others immediately stand up, and Silas speaks up and says, what's the meaning of this? We did all that we were asked. Why are we being punished?
Elysia in this form slowly looks at them with their bright red eyes, this big demon cat form.
This is not what I asked! This is not what we wanted!
And she gets really angry.
They all look at each other, and they look and they think, and suddenly the guy holding his like severed arm just shouts, This is a false god! We must cleanse this place! And before he can say anything, because you actually got a hope, you actually get another turn.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. So same thing, I'm guessing.
Yeah, if you want to keep on attacking, you can.
Yeah, I do want to keep on attacking.
Cool.
Uh,
So are you gonna hit
Sorry,
them with your claws again?
yes, I'm gonna hit them with my claws again.
All right, so that's gonna be hope and
Yes.
fear, presence, and then
Yep.
a D10 from werewolf form,
Okay.
or well, demon cat form.
Open here, a D10. And roll that. Let's see here.
Yeah, that hits, but you do gain another stress.
Distress. Oh god. Okay.
All right.
Where were all these hope dice earlier? What the frick?
Yeah, back before it actively hurt you.
Jesus.
Okay, awesome. So also, what I'll do is I'll also put also get these little white dots on the table. They're the kids, by the way. There we go. All right. So yeah, you hit him. So now you're rolling 2d10 plus 3. Are you using on your last favor?
No.
All right. In that case, let's see, what's that? You do gain a favor equal to your presence if you choose to forego this offering. Oh, okay. So, yes. So you're gonna roll 2d12 plus 3, or 2d10 plus 3.
2d10, yeah. Plus 3.
Okay, let's go. You're trying to beat 14.
Yep.
You don't
12.
beat 14, but this is not the right song for this moment. There we go. Okay. So at this point, you lift up your claw and you slash again, and this time you leave a huge gash in his chest, rips straight through his armor. He falls to the ground, and like with a thud, he hits the wall, and he like looks up at you, and there's like blood dripping from his mouth, and he's like, his eyes are building with rage, and he is now very angry, but he's very much on his last legs. However, I now spend 2 fear tokens to activate the DM ability Seize the Spotlight, meaning that I forcefully take the turn, because you gotta hope you would have actually gotten to go again. But, and also, what's up, cool? Welcome to the stream. We're playing some Sora TTRPG. Here we go. So, Spotlight now comes to us. This guy's flung over to the wall, but it is his turn. He is going to first use... When you spotlight the lieutenant, mark a stress to also plot like two characters within close range, he is going to mark as stress. And now these two, these two cultists are activated and move straight towards you. They are now going to use group attack. So we spend a fear to choose a target. No, the first one's just going to attack you. So that's going to be a d20 minus 2. What's your evasion?
Evasion?
Top left of your character sheet.
Top left evasion is 11.
Okay, yeah, so he misses. He moves towards you to try to slash you with a ceremonial dagger, and you're able to, and it just clinks off one of the chains underneath your skin, just like it just clinks off it.
Elysia is angry, and she looks at him, and he grins.
The other one is now going to use his ability where he's going to, I get to sacrifice one of the fear tokens. We're back down to 6. And then basically all of the cultists within close range are activated. And they all move into melee range of you. So these two also join in.
Okay.
And they're going to activate the ability group attack.
Okay.
And now on what's it called? Means move and into melee attack and make one shared attack roll. So we're going to go with a d20 minus 2 again.
Okay.
And all of them immediately try to stab into you, but your skin has become too hard, and their knives just slip off, or they clink off, or they're deflected off, and you just immediately like move your hand in one swift movement, and all of them are blown back. It is now. Mm-hmm. Do I get the? Okay. It is now going to. This guy is now going to make. It's gonna. Okay. Oh, he just does this for free. Okay, cool. He immediately presses his hand on his chest, and you see him grab a like. He kind of like pulls a purple crystal on a necklace off it, and yells into it. Is like, "Come to me, brothers. We must slay this false god." And you hear footsteps coming from the entrance of the cave as 3 more appear. It is now.
Oh, there's more of them. Holy shit!
It is now your move.
Okay. Let's see here. She will. She is going to. Elysia is going to see that they are grouping up on her. And she is going to start attacking the nearest guy. Well, is the other guy with like that got slashed like completely dying off?
He's like very close to death.
Okay. She is going to keep him alive.
Cool.
And we'll start attacking the rest of the people in front of her.
All right.
Very angrily.
All right, let's do this. Let's roll to hit. This should be a very easy. You're attempting to beat freaking 9. You have to roll higher than 9. So you've got a D10 plus hope and fear plus presence.
Mm-hmm. Okay, plus presence, that'll be... Let's see what we got here. Yeah. 16 with fear.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So it is now, so yes, you hit. So roll your damage, which is 2d10s plus 3. And if you want to use your favor, you can add a d6.
I will use my favor here.
Okay,
yes.
Cool. Boom. And then there we go. That was your last favor. Let's see how much damage you do.
Oof.
Ooh.
9. 9. That's low.
Ooh.
Holy shit.
All right. So you're able to, you slash at the what's called at the first cultist, and immediately his body just like explodes in, like from behind you just see blood just like shoot out, kind of covering the walls. And his passive activates. When he's defeated, for every 3 damage you deal, defeat an additional minion within range that the attack would succeed against. So you feel your hand go through him like butter, and then it just keeps on going until it slashes through another one and another one and another one. And as your hand just like flies like out of the last one's stomach, blood like splatters into the onto the ceiling as all of them fall in unison. They're all dead. But you got a fear, so it is my turn once more. It is now this guy's turn as he stands up and tries to sneak up behind you. And he is going to... He's going to spend a fear.
Okay.
And he's going to use his ability coup de grace, where he's going to walk up behind you, and he's going to attempt to hit you with, what's his thing, +2 on his attack modifier. Okay, so he's trying to beat 11, I believe. If he gets higher than 11. That hits.
Okay.
And he's now going to do 2d6 plus 12 damage.
Okay. Oof.
And you're going to mark his stress.
Oh my god.
17. So just immediately, he stands behind you. And he's like limping. And he lifts up his dagger. And you see, his eye. Well, you don't because your back is turned. But what you don't see is his eyes glow a bright silver as chains begin to wrap around his arm, similar to yours.
Mm-hmm.
And the dagger is just plunged deep into your back, causing chains to just spread out from underneath the wound, and you take a lot of damage. So you take severe damage, so mark 3 HP.
Okay. All right.
Also, at this point, the other 3, these ones would also run straight towards you as well.
Okay.
And you mark a stress with coup de grace, with the ability, with coup de grace. So when your stress is maxed out as a in your demon cat form, you must roll a d20, and you automatically deal damage to all creatures within very close range. Don't worry, the kids are not in range.
Okay, I was gonna be like, am I killing the children too?
Well,
okay, so just d20.
Yes. Well, I mean, actually, you know what? Let me see. In very close range.
How far away are the children?
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So this is very close range. It's like
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I rolled a 9 on my d20.
That's a 9. So at this point, you're starting to lose control. Everything is like the blood is like seeping into your skin. The chains underneath your skin are like wreathing around. This guy plunged a his dagger into your back, and you immediately feel this like foreign energy enter you. And in your mind, standing behind all of them, you see your brother in his child form, and you blink and suddenly he's now an adult. You've never seen him, also pale white skin. And you blink and you see him looking at you. And his eyes are glowing a bright silver as you see chains begin to repeatedly like grow around his body. You see like wings behind him, like the kind of same torn off wings that you had. You see that his face, he kind of becomes like, takes on a somewhat of a feline like appearance, not as much as you, but still definitely similar. And you hear his voice just go, "You broke your promise, my sister. Because of you, everyone has to die. And everything else, you see the all the people around you just begin to like freeze, like almost slow motion, slow time.
Oh. Elysia looks at this adult form quite confused, but also knows that this is her brother. And she says,
What promise did I make to you? What do you mean?
because she doesn't know what's going on.
Right.
So,
And he growls and he says, "Typical, you don't remember." He sighs. And he turns his back to you and begins to walk out and says, "You promised that I would never have to wake up alone." He says, and
Elysia
sorry, that was it. Okay.
no, Elysia reaches out, tries to reach out.
But I never broke that promise.
And as you see him like walk towards what looks like, you suddenly see this kind of dark sheet just kind of appear in front of him. His dark hands begin to envelop around him and slowly pull him in. And he looks back at you one last time and says, "You broke that promise the day you left me to die." And he's pulled away, and suddenly there's a white flash. And there's a bright flash. And you look around and you see that you're surrounded by red. You don't know what happened. Your body hurts and aches. You see your hands bright red, still somewhat in your demon cat form. Kind of, you see the chains kind of wreathing around. The enemies in front of you are gone. Honestly, you actually one-hit all of them. But they're gone. All you see is like chunks of flesh where they once were. You don't even know about the kids that were behind you. And before you start to panic, you feel something around you. Something warm. You see your hands. You see it doesn't look lethal, but one of your hands, your claws, is like dug, like a few fingers are dug deep into the flesh of someone familiar, kind of just in their shoulder. And you look up to see your mother with her arms wrapped around you in embrace, her tail's kind of curling around you, just holding you tight. And like tears kind of flowing from her eyes.
Elysia is shaken. She is shaken with fear as to what just happened, as to what she had just witnessed, as to what she had just done. And she just clutches onto her mother.
Mama, I didn't mean to. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
She pulls you closer and she says, "Shush, my child. It's okay. It's okay. I'm here now. You don't have to worry. You're safe." And the words she says send a ripple through your entire body as it comes. This memory is unlocked in you of you as a child. This exact room where she picked you up from the stone and held you and said those exact words to you many years ago.
Elysia, eyes shoot open to the realization that this is the nightmare she had been having was actually here, and all of this had actually happened. and all of those memories flood back into her head. And she just starts bawling.
Her mother just continues to hold her, and she slowly lets her like tails kind of let go a little bit, and she says, "It's okay, my child. I should have told you sooner. I just didn't want you to have to feel this pain again so soon." She says, she just holds you like warm, like it's warm. It's like you know that like everything has somewhat changed. You're remembering so much, but like that one thing is still constant, and it still brings you comfort.
Elysia holds her mother closer, and her body's slowly starting to calm down from the after effects of what had, she was just fighting in this demon form.
And her demon form is also reverting.
She's slowly starting to be herself again, and her anger is slowly starting to dissipate as she cries.
To what? I don't know what is happening, but I'm starting to remember everything. And Mama, it's okay you didn't tell me. Perhaps, like you've said before, this is fated. This is just how it is. But I didn't want to know like this.
And then she just starts breaking down. Again.
She and your mom like holds you, and then she lifts up your head a little bit and says, and she doesn't say anything. She kind of like looks to the table, kind of like for you to look as well. And you see the two kids just laying next to each other, still alive, and their hands in each other's hands clasped. And her mom says, "You saved them. You saved them, my child. There's no need to weep. Because of you, they can see another day."
Elysia nods her head slowly as she looks at the children. And then she starts to realize they said there's other children. And then she goes back to the very first conversation she had with her mother this morning about adventures, about getting to know more people, getting to see the world. And now her mission has kind of changed. And she looks at her mother.
Mama?
Yes, my child.
Before they died, they said that there was more children. You told me that I should go on an adventure, that I should see the world. Well, I do want to go on this adventure, but I do not want other children to go through what I went through. What I just witnessed. Broken promises, apparently, that I don't remember. I think I want to go on this adventure to help other children so they do not have to go through this. There is going to be more of them. I'm sure this is not all of them. I want to be stronger, Mama. I don't want to get angry and have my emotions take over. I want to be stronger.
She nods and she says, "You should seek out the academy. They will have answers. They are the ones I've been working with to fight this group. I was so foolish, I didn't realize this would be the place that they met. But you should go. But, she says, and she looks up at you. And the irony is that you guys are still surrounded by, like, a pool of blood. But she looks at you and she smiles and says, you'll remember to eat 3 times a day, yes?
Elysia's smiles and chuckles a little, even within this whole bloodbath,
Yeah.
and even after everything that had happened.
Right.
She looks at her mom and she smiles and chuckles a little.
You're telling me, you're giving me this advice in the middle of all of this.
She says, knowing you, you'll probably sneak out in the middle of the night to avoid saying bye.
Oh, Mama, you know me so well.
She says,
I'll make sure to call you.
yes, call me once a day or I will leave this mountain and the village will burn if it means that I can make sure you're all right.
Elysia pouts and she's looking at her and rolls her eyes.
Mama, you know you're not going to do that. Don't do that.
I'll try, she says with a smile.
Elysia looks over at the children.
What are we going to do with them?
She sighs. She says, we probably can't send them back to where they were. They're probably discarded by people that don't care enough.
Elysia frowns as she looks at the children.
I hope they find a good home. Just like how I did.
As she looks at her mother.
Your mom kind of like looks at you and she sighs, and you see her kind of scoop up the kids with one of her tails and says, I mean, I did it once, I can probably do it again, right? But they're not going to replace you. I'm just going to look after them temporarily until we find them a better place.
Elysia just starts laughing.
I have siblings. Don't give them sugar.
She says, like I said, my child, this is temporary, okay? We will find them a better home. I can't have, my heart can only take so much. Like, look at you, you're so cute and you're so grown up and you're about to go on your adventure and now you're leaving your mom. She starts to cry.
Elysia is now, she's more relaxed now that her mom is here and she's joking with her mother. She's still disturbed at what just happened, but she's already in this mode of calm, a little bit more calm, a little bit more in her mischief mode. She's laughing at her mother.
Okay. Like I said, I will call you. Mother, I'm 18. You do not have to be so crying about, what I'm going to be doing from here. You're the one who taught me to go on an adventure. Also, I'm going to call them Mini-a-Mani.
On the one.
She's going to call the children Minnie and Manny.
Minnie and Manny. She says, oh, you're only 18. Like, I remember when I went on my first adventure, I was only 157.
Oh my goodness, I don't need to be hearing all your stories again, Mama. You always tell them at the dinner table, when we're watching the other children play. I don't need to be hearing all of this again, Mama. Maybe some other day. Not today. Not in this bloodbath, okay?
She said, looks at me.
Can I go home?
She says, yes, let's go home. She turns and she looks back and said, oh, your bloodbath. I didn't even notice. Wow, you really do take after me. And that's when you remember the crunching and the screams from that dream.
Elysia just slowly frowns and she looks around and then she's just like, I don't want to remember all of that, Mama.
Let's go. Let's get out of this cave. I do not want to be here. I want a shower. Look at me. Did you not notice all the blood on my hands, Mama?
She goes, oh. she kind of smiles. She goes, oh yes, you're right. It's a good thing you gathered that firewood. And we can have a nice warm bath.
And he's just like, the firewood! And then she just rushes out of the cave.
And that is where we're gonna end session 0. I love this character so much. Holy shit, credits roll. Alright, Inati, thank you for playing. Your character is free to join missions. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Not everyone likes my DM style because it's very narrative RP anime.
It's okay. That's why I made this character with the idea that you had. This would work a lot more.
I feel like the changes that you made were like perfect. Like this felt, I could see your character being like a shonen protagonist.
Yeah, that's exactly what she is.
She's great, dude. Oh man, I can't wait to see. Holy crap! I can't wait to see her interact with other people. Dude,
yeah, I can't wait to interact with others.
Metalin is a friggin' druid, and he's gonna just be like, "Good kitty," when you transform. Hopefully, you get to meet him.
Oh. That would be so funny.
Let me save your characters. Oh, there's Elysia Petrov.
I cannot wait to start trolling the other players for funsies once they get to know each other.
This is like
Not
my
even
favorite thing with like funny characters and stuff. I like it when they have in-depth backstories. Like whenever I know someone's playing like a more funny character, I always try to make sure that their backstory is like filled with like narrative hooks and emotion, because I think it just makes so much more impact when like a funny mischievous character actually has like you know what I mean,
a deep backstory. With there needs to be a balance, and to be able to be with the other players, to have its own story. So that's the reason why it's really good to have that.
I'm excited, but thank you for playing. I know you're also really sick.
I am.
Like, holy crap.
I don't think my voice was up to par. Sorry, guys.
It was good. Like, I was struggling. I'm just so lucky that like a character that I'm playing in another RP server right now, he has that accent. So I'm just so used to talking in it right now that it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt too much, but oh my god. Imagine if me and Iroh didn't get the times mixed up, I would be so dead right now.
You would be, yeah.
But thank you for
you need to rest your
playing.
voice, buddy.
Thank you. I think I have like tomorrow.
We are both busy.
Yeah, I have Lemons. Yeah, I have Lemon solo mission, and then I have the full Gilded Maw mission as well. No, that's
you got
12.
this.
It's Morp. It's Morp's mission tomorrow.
Yeah, it's Morp's one.
So I have Morp and Lemon. Yay.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. All right, Inati. Thanks for popping in. I hope you had fun. Do you have any big streams or anything you want to announce?
Well, I'm still sick, but I'm going to be part of other collabs as well. As I'm finally starting to play Monster Hunter. Finally, much later than everybody else. So
it's good. Are you enjoying it?
I haven't played it yet.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I just downloaded it, and then I went on a work trip, and then I got sick during it. So
I actually really
I just came back yesterday.
Welcome back. Yeah. That's crazy. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
But yeah, all right. I better get some rest.
Please do.
I was holding that.
Don't die.
Don't die. I will do my best. It's only the worst part is I don't feel sick. It's annoying because it's literally just my throat, which sucks because like my entire job is using my voice.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's all of us, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Here, I give you my firewood. Get better.
Oh my gosh. All right. Talk to you soon, Inari.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Guys, make sure you guys go check out Inari as well. I'll shout them out on Twitch. I need to now get out of the accent. I need to now stop talking in the freaking let me see. Okay. There we go. I can't believe Inari's name is 𝕿𝖊𝖙. I've been calling them Raiju this entire time. Like this entire time. So let me go / shout out. No one corrected me, by the way. Let it be known. Not a single person corrected me. Y'all are evil. But yeah, guys, let's get out of here, shall we? Gonna end my YouTube stream, and then on Twitch we're gonna go raid someone.